Welcome to Lending Forward, a podcast where we're lending every bit of what we know to our listeners. From real conversations and lessons learned deep within the industry to education and forward thinking. Together, we're lending forward. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to our channels and connect with us on www.atlanticbay.com. Atlantic Bay Mortgage Group, LLC, NMLS number 72043, NMLSconsumeraccess.org is an equal opportunity lender located at 600 Lynn Haven Parkway, Suite 203, Virginia Beach, Virginia, 23452. Welcome to another episode of Lending Forward. I'm your host, Taylor Ellard, and joining me today is Andi Carobine from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Welcome, Andi.
Thank you, Taylor.
We're so excited to have you on. And what's more exciting is that we're kind of revamping the way Lending Forward looks a little bit and adding some cast mates. So you're one of them. So tell the audience, give them a glimmer into who Andi is. Work life, home life, everything in between.
Yeah, well, it's always crazy and it's always hectic, but I think I do that on purpose. So I am the business development manager in our Chesapeake branch. So I currently support several mortgage bankers out there. Some of them are newer, a lot of them are vets. So I have a nice mix, and we have a lot of fun out there. Home life, let's see. I'm a mom of two loud, crazy boys. So yeah, our house is busy. We're in and out. We got baseball, soccer, all the sports. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's great chaos though. Loud, chaotic, fun, all the things. So tell us how you got into the mortgage industry.
Well, I knew someone, I had a family friend that worked at Atlantic Bay. And I've always, living in Hampton Roads, I've always seen, top places to work. So it's always top of mind, Atlantic Bay. Like, wow, this is amazing. So there was an opportunity that kind of aligned with my previous career. And I went for it, and best decision ever.
That. How long have you been with Atlantic Bay?
It was 6 years last week.
6 years. That's amazing. So I guess it's so hard when I have these conversations just because I know the goodness of Atlantic Bay. But tell me one thing, like if you had to choose your favorite thing about Atlantic Bay, what would it be?
Our core values, and my favorite is having fun, because I try to put some fun and smiles and enthusiasm in everything I do and all the events and, all our meetings that we have. But really it's the people and the team that I have. We just feel like a big family, and it's really nice to have that trust with each other. And know that we're all kind of rooting for each other.
I think that's so important. And I think a lot of places tout culture, right? They tout that they've got this amazing culture. And then when you're in it, you're like, what are you talking about? We truly, we talk the talk and we walk the walk. And that's one thing. I mean, just this morning, Atlantic Bay has, town hall, right? Every month. And so this morning was our executive leadership team, and they just went through like the expectation of where their heads are and where they want to drive the company and why culture is. And what they bring up is the passionate positivity, the genuinely cares, the having fun, and they truly mean it. And if you don't align with that, then they spot it, and it's just not a good fit, right? So the fact that we don't just tout it here and we truly live by those things. I think for me, if I had to choose one of my favorite things, I think it's something that Chrissy said. She said, we look at files as if they're snowflakes and they're families, and not every loan is the same. And so we are all, to your point, driving the train to one direction and all trying to get to the finish line in unison together. And there's not one person that's trying to deviate from that, which I think is huge. So from a business development standpoint, not all mortgage companies are afforded that, have a whole team that's designated to help you grow your business. Walk me through kind of what that looks like here at Atlantic Bay.
Well, it's always interesting when agents, I have that initial conversation with them and what I do. And of course they have follow-up questions. What exactly is that business development? Do you do loans? So with Atlantic Bay, it's amazing because we have our sales team, we have our mortgage bankers, and the main thing is for them to close loans. and for them to get buyers into homes. That's the main thing. And there's all this extra things that they can be doing to grow their business, but maybe they don't have time, or maybe that's not in their wheelhouse, or they're not creative. So it's great that they have business development to kind of help them with that. And I think my biggest role is their accountability partner and their cheerleader, which I was a past cheerleader, so it just kind of
It's
fits.
in your nature.
Yeah, exactly. I was a flyer. Um, so yeah, it's accountability. A lot of it is sitting down with them, going over their business plan, making sure we're on the right track, making sure that our referral partners are the right referral partners for them. And then also just cheering them on. And sometimes that's from far away. Sometimes it's holding their hand through an event, or helping them have hard conversations with people. So it's really fulfilling because, when I see them succeed, it fulfills me. It makes me feel like I'm successful. So it's very unique. I know there's loan officers out there and other companies that could definitely use this kind of support. So it's great that Atlantic Bay has that and has
Yeah,
us.
I agree. I mean, I think it's what you get to do every day probably looks so different from day to day, right?
Yes. Yeah, there's no day that is the same.
Which is, I mean, people love that. And I think that would be so fun is just to kind of like, hey, uh, dissect your business, figure out what's going to work for you. And that's such a fun, like puzzle piecing, yet, like you said, fulfilling for you because you kind of watch them flourish based off of what you prescribed, right? I think that's huge.
Right.
Um, so
Yeah.
obviously the time of year is, at this point it's July, right? We've just had Buffini predictions and, it's an interesting time. So tell me what mortgage bankers kind of need the most right now.
Ooh, well, I think it's the same as real estate professionals. They are hungry for more education. They need as much info as possible. So I think it's a transition from being an originator to being an advisor to being an expert in the field. So it's all the knowledge, all the tech tools that they can get their hands on to really get that home buyer in the proper home, in the right product that fits their needs, that fits their
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, I know it, and I love the way you just worded that, going from, being a, say it again.
Going from being a loan originator to an
Yeah, I think
advisor.
that's huge. And I think also kind of backtracking, not everybody is used to living in something like this. So it could be a little uncomfortable for folks to be the educator. And so that's where I think,
Yeah.
and excuse me, advisor. And that's where I think utilizing what you're so passionate about is helping them grow. And so walk me through kind of what's working, getting in front of agents, getting the education piece out there. What kind of events or trainings and stuff like that? What's working right now for us?
Well, for my team, it's really utilizing the resources that we have. So, with Barry Habib and the team at MBS Highway, using them, getting them to host webinars
Mhm.
with us, showing them our marketing platform, showing agents how to use tools like HomeBot. Um, I always encourage video messaging. With BombBomb, even just a text message or something, or a Facebook or Instagram message. So just utilizing things that we have at our disposal, all these resources that we provide our mortgage bankers, um, and then going
Yeah,
from
no, I
there.
think that's great. I'm excited. I mean, I think the good news is about Atlantic Bay is we do have so many different tools to offer our folks, and perhaps you're not the educator, but you're really good at networking. Well, hosting an event of some sort is a great way to get in front, and utilizing you to help facilitate that is huge. And like you said, it's not something that every loan officers might be needing this desperately right now. So the fact that we even have it is huge. I know we have to wrap up, but tell us, how are you lending forward the second half of the year?
Oh, well, I'm trying to stay positive with my team because, people can have bad days. But I have people on my team right now who have been a loan officer for 20 years, and they've never seen an environment like this. So it's a little, the unknown is a little dicey and it can be scary. So making sure to know that they have a support system behind them. They have people and a whole team and management that'll support their decisions, that will do everything they can for their clients. And then also making sure, again, to have fun. You know, we're finally getting most of the team back into the office, so making sure the culture is there, that we're having a good time together, that we're feeding off of each other and sharing knowledge with each other.
It's important. I know mindset is everything. If Ninja taught us nothing,
It
we
is.
know how important. We know how
It
important.
is. I have a mortgage banker that says, is this a bad day or is this just a bad moment? So I try to keep that. I'll write that on my whiteboard at the office just to remind people. You know, it's a bad deal. It's a bad client. It's a bad moment. But you know, the day can go up, your week can go up, and things can
I
turn
love
around.
it. Well, more to come from Andi Carobine. We're so excited to have you. Thank you for being on Lending Forward.
Yeah, thank you. I'm so excited. Thank you.
Thanks again for listening to the Lending Forward podcast powered by Atlantic Bay Mortgage Group. Don't forget to tune in next week and make sure you subscribe to our channel. Remember, we all play a part in lending forward. So go lend something forward today.